Meanwhile, so I will start by myself. My name is Sumera Hassan. I'm working as an associate professor at the Institute of Education and Research, University of Dhaka. So who is next?
Is it me?
Yes, sir.
I am Mohidul Zaman, I'm professor of Institute of Education and Research, the University of Dhaka, Bangladesh. Then?
Okay, myself, I'm Tariq Hassan, professor at the Institute of Education and Research, University of Dhaka. Thank you.
Okay, so since the idea comes from me, so let me introduce myself. My name is Fernand Unikorgo. Actually, I'm from Burkina Faso. I am primary school teacher and then education advisor, but currently I am in Japan for my studies, like a master's student. My domain of interest is educational assessment. So nice to meet all of you. Actually, it's an honor for us to meet with so many people from other continents, other countries. I learned too much, so I'm very glad to participate in this conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Debusri Sengupta from Kolkata, India. By profession, I am special educator. I presented my paper abstract yesterday, and I am very glad to join with these sessions. And very enriched sessions I observed in last 2 days and participate. Thank you for get me this opportunity. And I am studied all my educational subject from Jadavpur University. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you. We have others.
Yeah, you can invite everyone to be introduced.
Maybe from the participant list.
Yeah, but some part list are like technologies or something stream. So Onik from IATE, would you please introduce yourself?
Yeah,
and then Tushar.
So the Zamans, Choiti, Debosri.
She just introduced.
Oh yeah.
Maya.
Devjani, a lot of people there.
Yes.
Please, you can be introduced yourself. Do it.
Good morning, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes.
Am I audible?
Yes, sure.
My name is Devjani Chakravarti. I completed my Ph.D. from Department of Education by Pune right now. And in this conference, I congratulate everyone, the organizers, and everything is done so perfectly right from editing of the abstract to timely publishing and everything. I'm watching and I'm enjoying these sessions. They're so knowledgeable sessions, and it will definitely add to our knowledge bank also. So thank you, organizers, for this opportunity. And I remember Tariq sir has visited our department for some sessions, so I really enjoy again listening to him here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Devjani, which country you belong?
I'm India, from Pune University,
Oh, good.
Savitribai Phule, Pune University. Yes. Okay.
Great. Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too. We have with us Muhammad Ali Jinnah, sir. Sir, would you please introduce yourself?
Is Jinnah there? Oh,
Thank you.
yeah.
Yes.
Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity. I am Muhammad Ali Jinnah. I have been serving at the Institute of Education and Research, University of Dhaka since 1996. And I convey my sincere thanks to Professor Tariq Hassan and his valued team for giving me opportunity to be participated to this session. And also thank you very much for giving me the scope to introduce myself. Thank you all.
Thank you, everyone. I think our keynote speaker is with us now. So I welcome Professor Dr. Sanjeev Sonawane, and I welcome everyone to this session. This is the first session of our last day of this conference, and this is the plenary session, and we will have our keynote speaker here. So this session will be chaired by Professor Dr. M. Wahiduzzaman, sir, our renowned professor, former Vice Chancellor, Noakhali Science and Technology University, and faculty member of IER, Institute of Education and Research, University of Dhaka, Bangladesh. This keynote speech will focus on policy reform for future education, a reflection from South Asian initiatives. This will be presented by our keynote speaker. I will introduce our keynote speaker a little bit, giving the introduction. Our keynote speaker, the last keynote speaker, is Professor Sanjeev Sonawane. Dr. Sanjeev Sonawane is the Dean, Faculty of Interdisciplinary Studies, S.P.P.U Pune University, Pune, and he is working since December 2019, and the Director of School of Education, S.P.P.U Pune University. In addition to that, he is the Director of the UGC-HRDC Pune University since 2012. He is also the Director and Faculty Director of the Faculty Development Center, Pune University. Beside, he is in charge and Director of the Board of Examination and Evaluation since 2022. He is in charge of Center for Inclusive Education. He has a lot of publications, 18 books, 2 book chapters, 40 articles, and many conference proceedings and presentations. He is the founding member of the Asian Center for Inclusive Education, and his areas of interest include teacher education, health and physical education, inclusive education, quality in teacher education and higher education. As the recognition of his contributions, Dr. Sanjeev, he received several awards that includes Lanus, Palme Teacher Exchange Scholarship in 2004 and 2010 by Government of Sweden, School of Education and Communication. The NCPEDP Mindtree Helen Keller National Award 2012 in 2019. So this is a short introduction of our keynote speaker for this session, and I will hand over the session to our chair, Professor Dr. M. Wahiduzzaman, for facilitating the session. Sir, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Sumaira Hassan. Today is the third day of the 6th International Conference on Equity and Inclusion in Education. The main theme, we know, a system without discrimination, defining education in the context of 21st century. So by this time, we know about our keynote speaker, is very renowned professor of India, Professor Sanjeev Sonwane. Actually, I don't like to take time. I invite Professor Sanjeev Sonwane, Ph.D., the Dean, the Faculty of Interdisciplinary Studies, Savitribai, Phule, Pune University, Pune. I request Professor Sanjeev Sonwane to present his to present his speech about policy reform for future education, a reflection from South Asian Initiative. Professor Sanjeev Sonwane.
Thank you, sir. Very good morning to everyone. Chairman of the session, Dr. Professor Wahidujaman sir, Sumera Ahsan, Tariq ji, and my all friends who are connected for this session. So I'm going to share my interaction with you as the Professor Wahidujaman had just said that regarding the reform and policy and restructuring in the South Asia, especially India is going to introduce a new education policy and is the implementation just now in the phase. So I will emphasize on that, and then how it is with the Bangladesh, how it is with the Sri Lanka, and that we will discuss it regarding this. So I am sharing my PPT with you so that you will be aware about it. I hope that everybody can see my first slide. It is visible?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. So at the initially, I appreciate the efforts taken by the Asian Center for Inclusive Education for organizing this 6th international conference, as I am associated with this center since its inception and one of the founder member of this center. And I am very proudly, I can say that I am a part of this center, which is really giving a direction, guidance, and support to the universities in the South Asia to have a inclusive education successfully implemented into the classroom. Now I'm shifting towards the policy reform in India, especially. I will talk by around lots of area that we can say that 80%, and how the India is going to restructure the higher education. So vision of national education policy, which is going to implement in this country just now, and it started. So what is the policy regarding it? The policy is saying that an education system that contributes to a equitable and vibrant knowledge society by providing high quality education to all. In India, regarding this, lots of efforts were taken. The first reform was regarding the providing education to everyone was introduced in the 2010, introducing a bill in India to education for all. But this was regarding only, included only the children from 6 years to 16 years. But it was not 6 to 14, sorry. So it was not providing everybody as per the vision. But now this policy is saying from everybody will given a equitable and vibrant knowledge to create this society. Everybody will be given a education, and for that purpose, from the age of 3 to the age of 18, it is now included, and government is assuring through this the education to all who are between the age group of 3 to 18 now. That means elementary, primary, and secondary education, the responsibility is with the government. To develop a deep sense of respect toward the fundamental rights, duties, and constitutional values of India, bonding with one's country, and a conscious awareness of one's role and responsibility in the changing world. That means responsible citizen to be produced through this policy this is the second vision which is placed by the new education policy 2022. Then the next one is regarding the skill, values, and dispositions that support responsible commitment to the human rights, sustainable development, and living and global well-being, and thereby reflecting a truly global citizenship, as the Indian philosophy, also the Bangladesh philosophy, and I think all the South Asian countries' philosophy is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. We are a part of a Vishwa universe, and for that purpose, how everybody will be prepared as a truly global citizenship who is taking care of all the aspects and the changing world, especially sustainable development, and part of it, and everybody's human right and peaceful living of a human on this at this earth. So that is the actually vision. These visions and then the key principles of this new education policies are very interesting one, coinciding to realize this new education policy, that the respect for the diversity and local context. This is regarding in all curriculum, pedagogy, and policy. It initially the key principle adopted by the new education policy. The policy reform is the first key principle is the diversity, respect to the diversity, and that's why the inclusive principle is the base of this new education policy. And also the local context, because the Indian society is 60% living in the rural area, villages, and the local context is different, and every state has its own identity, own language, own Indian knowledge at their own local context, and that should be respected by this way. Equity and inclusion, just now as the all education decisions will be aimed with how the equity will be established, and every sections of the society they will be included and given opportunity and access to the education in this policy. Community participation is one of the important aspect with the even in just now in the school at even 1,000 people, or we can say that padas and small groups are living in a small village. Even there is a panchayat or school committee which is the part of a community, and they suggest now what type of education should be given and the progress of the children at the school is taking place or not, and for this strengthening this community participation in the education. So private and community participation, now the private partners, even the industry is coming out, and we have now the schools from the industry people. Also, the universities are established by the private partners here, and that's why we have a public universities and the private universities, public schools and private schools. But this policy is assuring that how the standard of the public and private school, which will be similar one. The use of technology, it is one of the key aspects of this new education policy, and it is in the restructuring the pedagogies based on the technology is one of the aspects, and for that purpose, every year every teacher has to take a training, a 52 days training every year, and update their knowledge and skill how to use technology into the classroom. And to overcome the barriers of the languages for the Divyang students, especially establish a inclusive education practices in every school. For that purpose, use of technology is one of the key principles of this new education policy. So conceptually, instead of the rote learning and preparing students for the examination, instead of that, there is an emphasis on conceptual understanding. And for that purpose, the pedagogical aspect has been changed now. The experiential learning by doing, and lots of experiment, and according to that, the level of education is elementary level, the play-based pedagogy. brain-based learning pedagogies, then inquiry-based pedagogies, discovery-based pedagogies. These pedagogies has been introduced to ascertain the learning outcome, which is based on the conceptual understanding, not only the recitation of the content in the examination. So the recognizing and identifying each student's competencies. So if the student is good in music, student is good in mathematics, student is good in dancing, student is good in art, and they will be identified. And for that purpose, the nationwide, the PERC is one of the agency. It is established, and in regional languages, lots of this type of tests are there to understand and to take out and to find out the attitude of the students and its inherent capabilities, so that competencies and capabilities will be given an opportunity to them. One of the next key aspect is that critical thinking and creative thinking, which is the need of the education 4.0, so that to encourage the local decision making and innovation practices. That's why at the elementary level to the school level, the critical thinking and creativity and innovation will be promoted and also developed in the child. And for that purpose, the pedagogies for the gifted also introduced and taken care by this policy. Continuous review. It is one of the aspects that how the research and regular assessment by the educational experts will give input to this education system, so that it will be dynamic. There will be a reform and continuous reform, continuous changes in the textbook, and everything is there. So this just now I talk about the universal access to the student, and we have now the another aspect of how the universal access to the early childhood care is taken care, because this policy based on the brain-based learning and how the brain is developed, and according to that the stages has been taken place. And for that purpose, we have a universal access for the children from 3 to 6 years, and free, safe and high quality early childhood care education is given through the Anganwadis, preschool and Balavatika. This has been introduced in this new education policy. It was not part of the policy since the independence of the India. This is first time it is taken care by the policy, and according to that, the lots of activities and policies and that has been policies and its implementation strategies is now in force and preparation for the teachers in early childhood care education. Just now, National Council for Teacher Education has introduced a four-year teacher education program for early childhood care education. This is the very reforming steps has been taken by the government of India regarding preparing the teacher for early childhood care. And this 4 year indeed, we are very happy regarding that. How at the early childhood, because brain is developed in the 3 to 6 year, and which type of pedagogies will be utilized, how the early childhood care will be taken, and which the government of India has introduced this teacher education program, which will be taken. This teacher will be available for this Anganwadikas and Balwadis and everything. Then the second stage was the fundamental learning curricular for the age group of 3 to 8, divided into two parts from 3 to 6. Just now I talk about the early childhood, and the next one is the age from 6 to 8 in the class 1st and class 2 at the primary level. And then the preparatory stage, it is very flexible. I said that flexible, multi-level play-based activities will be at this PEU level, which is the 3+5. That means age group from 3 to 8. And the pedagogies will be play-based pedagogies, activity-based pedagogies, inquiry-based learning is there. and that is flexible. It is not a rigid like that. According to the interest of the student, according to the capabilities of the student, it is there. Prior to the age of 5, every child will move to a preparatory class, and Balavatika will be taken place. And now I'm going towards the next stage, how the access will be taken care. I will not spend too much time on this. The multiple pathways are there. The school, existing school will be reformed according to that. Learning outcomes will be confirmed through a PARAK. PARAK will be a national testing agency which will take care of this, but it will be a national level standard will be there to confirm the learning outcome. But the test will be conducted in regional languages. It will be available in the regional languages, but the standard will be nationwide standard will be same. Then also this policy is taking care dropout children and back to the, how they will be back to the school. Those who are in the child labor will be taken care, and lots of surveys has been completed now. Every door-to-door survey and survey has been taken place, and the dropout children's out of school children has been identified, listed out, and the efforts are taken to back to school these type of children. Alternative centers to the school. That's I said that if there are no any specific schools are there, regulated schools are there, but what type of alternative centers for this access will be there? Peer tutoring facilities will be there. So there are so many reforms has been taken place in the schools. So see what will be come out through this policy. So universalization of access, ensure equity and inclusion. Out of school children will be there. Sustainable development goals will be introduced at a secondary level. The fundamental literacy and numeracy as the learning outcome at the elementary level, and focus on 21st century skill. Teaching learning assessment will be part of a school. There will be school complexes. This concept is new in Indian education system, and which will be a very, I can say, the one of the directives to the South Asian countries. So what is the school complexes? The school complexes will be there. The nearby areas, the school will be, there will be a complex of a school. Suppose in one school, they does not have a laboratory, or here, the school complexes are majorly on the principle of sharing the infrastructure. Suppose the vocational courses are introduced in a school, but there are no workshops. So which school has a workshop, the student will be taken care from that. The sharing, that infrastructure will be utilized. Also, some music has been introduced in a school, but there is no music facility in the school. But within the complex, there will be one school. Then all children who are interested in music, dance, and arts and drama. So which school has that facilities? That school will provide that facility to the others. That means sharing of infrastructure is the base, is the principle of establishing these school complexes, and the how to manage these school complexes, who will lead these school complexes. Regarding this training through the National Council for the Educational and Research, NCRT, is taking care, and that training to the leaders is already started in this line. I think the school complexes will be one of the policy reform, which will be really the sharing the infrastructure sector and teachers who are good in quality or in a specific area, they will take care, and this will be a welcome move by this policy, which will be restructure the schooling concept of only one school, one child, and their teachers and their management only. No, this will be breakdown, and there will be a complex now. There will be a effective governance, separation of powers and common norms will be there all over the nation, but will be governed by the governance, and school governance body will be there. That is called a National Council for Education, which will take care. The language, every child has a right to learn in a mother tongue. Regarding that, the standard will be national level, but they will learn through a language. That right has been protected through this new education policy. Common standard for the public and private school. Just now I said that public partners will come here, and the already there, and the private schools are there, but their standard will be common. There will be no any difference between the private and public. And yes, this is the slide. I think the existing, we have a 10+2 structure, and there is no below a 6-year structure now existing. But what is the new structure which is introduced in the 23 to 24 academic session will be there. So I said that this will be a foundational stage, and it is a multi-level 5-year stage, and in that also there are 2 sections. The first one is the age group 3 to 6, and there will be a play activities. Activity-based learning will be there at this fundamental stage, and also class 1st and 2nd, the 6 to 8 years. Then the preparatory stage will be there. The play group, discovery, activity-based learning, interactive classroom learning. These are the pedagogical reform will be taken place. This preparatory stage, which is the 3-year stage. And the standards will be 3 to 5, and the children from age group to 8 to 11 will be in this stage. And the middle stage will be of a 3-year from class 6, 7, and 8 of the age group of 18 to 14, and the emphasis of pedagogy to learn the conceptual understanding, and that is regarding the pedagogy will be experiential learning in the science, mathematics, mathematical calculation, numerical abilities, arts, social science, and humanities will be introduced in the middle age stage. The last one, which will be abolished now, the 2 after 10 years, and the last one, it is a 4-year, it will be from the class 9 to 12, age group of 14 to 18, and it will be a secondary stage, multidisciplinary. It will be a multidisciplinary means. Just now we have only 3 wings: science, arts, and languages and humanities. And next one was commerce. But now it will be a multidisciplinary study. Every child will be study, and then afterwards they will go for the science. And that's why now we have the restructuring, total restructuring in a school system. Instead of 10+2, we have now 5+3+3+4 structure of a new academic structure, which will be based on the students' ability, brain-based development, and the brain and the physical development of a child. And according to this, the stages has been parts prepared. So this is the interesting things which we are taking care here. So the national curriculum framework is already ready, and the curriculum framework will be available from 2023 to 2024, and it will be start now working. The stage first will be there. So the early childhood care education learning in the formative years, that's we say that the fundamental stage, it is based on the development curiosity, logical thinking and problem solving, arts, crafts and music, relationship with the nature, color, shapes and alphabets at the fundamental stage, etiquette, behavioral and emotional development, safe identity, ethics, play-based and discovery-based pedagogical aspect will be there, teamwork and collaborative work, and if any, that's why the school complex concept has been introduced. If any school unable to have this type of delivery of this development of, just now said that the early childhood, then there will be school concept. That's why the sharing of infrastructure, sharing of the teachers will be there, so that they will take care. Attainment of fundamental literacy and numeracy by the grade 3. So this type of the preparation of the fundamental skills, national mission will be there on the literacy and age. Every child who completes the fundamental stage will have a level of literacy and numeracy of this nation will be similar one. Then they will go further for it. They will learn through the regional language. Tamil will be learned Tamil, Bengali will be learned through the Bengali, but there will be. And it's why by this way, early learning will be focused on the reading, writing, and mathematical calculations and all these things. So there will be a play-based school at a fundamental stage. I said that the national repository will be there, where the high quality teachers will prepare their lectures, and it is already floated, the Diksha platform. You also can search on the net, the Diksha platform. You will find that so many lectures, so many video lectures on a digital platform. Diksha is a digital platform which will provide to the student, parents, and teachers of the fundamental stage and the school level stage, the content which based on the competency development is there. Then the libraries, school libraries, including digital libraries, to be lifted up, and which will be available for everyone, every schools and everybody. So core essential, critical thinking, interactive classes, experiential learning, these are the pedagogical aspect. It was supposed that will be introduced from this year, but the national curriculum framework, the next year it will be implemented. For the learning outcome is the focus now, and the competency-based education will be there. There will be no rote learning. This is the pedagogical and academic reform in the school level has been taken place. So integration of subject with ICT-based pedagogy is there, so that the stereotype will be reduced, and storytelling-based pedagogies at their age level will be there. One of the aspects is scientific temper development. The child is there, so they can think a logical thinking, and the scientific temper to the development. They will not blindly accept anything, and they will go ahead. So the curricula, core curricula, extracurricula, there will be no now. Everything will be there. Now there will be the vocational education will be there. Science and humanities will be together. Sports and academics, music and dance and drama will be everybody. Every one of the aspect has to be learned by the student now. And the digital literacy, coding and computational thinking, ethical and more moral reasoning will be part of a school level, so that the dream of digital India will be realized in a near future. So multilingual, that I said that India has official languages, parliamentary languages of 20 languages, but there are so many dialogues in Indian community and society. So that type of education will be provided to them. So mental and physical health being also taken place. So health, every child has a health checkup due to this pandemic. So we know that how it is important regarding health and wellness. It is taken care at the school level. Focus on children with the disabilities. Differentiated interventions and suitable infrastructure developed at the school level to make access easier for the children with the disabilities. And inclusive and caring culture of a school, it will be introduced. Every school will be an inclusive school now. there will be no other. Every class will be inclusive, and for that purpose, the training to the teachers, how to reform the curricula, how to reform the according to the PWD Act 16. There are 21 disabilities has been taken care, and all the 21 disability children will be admitted in a regular classroom and regular schools, and the facilities will be provided to them. So I said that innovative pedagogies will be transformed the classrooms, and for that purpose, experiential learning, integrated pedagogies, arts, sports, storytelling, ICT integrated pedagogy is the one of the aspect of this new education policy. How to realize this integrated pedagogy for the various subjects, for the history, for the music, for the science, for mathematics, that type of training of the teachers is going on very massive level, and those who cannot join the class, the training program, for that purpose, the digital platform Swayam and Diksha, they are available there. So see, there will be in a week, there will be bagless day. No bag children will bring in the school. That will be observed in this new education policy. There will be one day in a week. So nobody will bring, the student will not bring, and the school will provide them a activity there. So no burden of academic, and in the academic calendar, this will be taken care. So the around 200 groups, 200 task groups are working to prepare a textbook based on this new education policy. India's future and India's leadership role in upcoming fields, the computational thinking, mathematical thinking, problem solving, computational thinking, and including contemporary subject in the school level. This is the 4 areas to be taken care. That is artificial intelligence and all these things. See, the student will be prepared for the industry 5.0. Industry 5.0. Now we are in the industry 4.0. But this 4 aspect will be prepared the child for the industry 4.0, and that's why we call this is based on the education beyond education 4.0, that is the education 5.0, which will be prepared the human resources and every citizen of this nation for the industry 5.0. So this the examination in grades 1 to 8 that will be taken care. I said that the learning outcome will be now henceforth assessed through the competency-based building, and for that purpose, parak is the parakna. It's the in Sanskrit word parak. It is established by the National Testing Agency, and that will be developing this type of the testing there. So reforming examination, I said that this again the standard norms and guidelines for school boards to the PARAK national national center. It is taking care only, and again saying that the PARAK's work is at the paramount now, so it will be available to us. The transforming the culture of assessment, continuous tracking of learning, board examination to be more flexible with the assessment of essential skills. It is not that only the state level or national level examination will be there. Assessment focus on the core. That means what I'm saying, that the artificial intelligence based software will be utilized for the national assessment there. And the National Testing Agency is working on this. Why I'm saying that, it is not only the pedagogical reform this policy is saying. This policy is saying the assessment aspect also reform. It is not only the reciting in the examination. So that is this. So holistic progress is taking care by this policy. So multilingual and power of language is taken clear. So each language has been given a respect in this new education policy, and those students want to adapt which language, everything will be available with them. So I'm saying that the school complexes cluster, I talked to you, sharing of resources, efficiency will increase, there will be planning, there will be a governance of this complex, integration will be there, and pairing schools, there will be tuning school, pairing school, 2-3 schools or 4-5 schools will come together, share the infrastructure, and there will be every school need not to develop all the things. That just now I said that is why, because the school is using sometimes, and afterwards that facility become idle and nobody is using, lock is there, why not other school will be utilized? And that is the basic idea of this standard setting and accreditation. Every school has to accreditate now, and if that may be private or public school, if they are not accredited in a stipulated period and acquiring the nation's needed standard, that school will be closed, that type of thing. Now I am moving toward the teacher. There will be 4 sir, tell me the time. I am winding within 2 minutes. It's fine. So my timing.
I think so. Yeah, no problem.
No problem. So okay, it's fine.
Yeah, you can proceed.
Yeah. So teacher education, see, we have now here for 4-year, 2-year, and 1-year teacher education program. And fortunately, for this restructuring of this teacher education, I was a part of that group, of a nation group, and we designed this 3 types of durational teacher education program. Those who will complete this the 12th class, the previous one, and I said that stage 4 of school education, henceforth they will be admitted in the 4-year integrated. We call it is a IATE course, IATE teacher education program. That is the integrated teacher education program, and that is and everybody will be now the standalone B.Ed colleges will be converted into 4-year, and after 2030 there will be no any standalone college of education. It will be part of a multidisciplinary part, or it will be 4-year integrated program. And those who will be complete the bachelor degree, the 2-year B.Ed program, and 1-year program will be for the 4-year bachelor, 4-year undergraduate program and master's degree completed. For that, this type of 3 types of teacher education program will be available through this new education policy. But 2-year B.Ed program and 1-year B.Ed program will be available with the university departments or multidisciplinary institutes only. Not a single only the Bachelor of Education program running college will be there, because this policy is based on the multidisciplinary approach. Not a single discipline institute will be available, not in medical sciences also, engineering sciences also, teacher education, pharmacy, architect, every institute through this new education policy will be a multidisciplinary, not a single discipline. Not a single disciplinary. So this 4-year program, so improving teacher education. So this I said that just now, there will be again a teacher ability test who will be admitted for 4-year, 1-year or 2-year teacher education program. There will be nationwide teacher ability test, and then on that merit list they will be admitted to the nation. From next year, this national teacher education testing program will be started. The teacher recruitment and development is one of the policies aspect, and it will be a nationwide. There will be a similar policy now. The teacher ability test for admission, the technology based planning for the teacher recruitment will be there. Certificate course for the extra covering. Suppose somebody had completed a 4-year integrated program and want to become an expertise in a inclusive education, then that type of the certificate program will be available to the teachers. Those who want to interested in early childhood, music, arts, or I can say that mathematics education as a extra one, they can go for their one. So it is too flexible. My interest has been developed in the music, though I am a sports teacher. So they can go now. They can earn that skill and knowledge and can serve as that teacher. So empowering teacher, I said that, see here, the last one in a red, there is an interesting thing is there, the teacher professional development. Merit-based tenure track record will be there, and minimum 50 hours of continuous professional development every year. Every teacher has to go now. It is not only a only some time for the promotion purpose. No, it is not now the promotion purpose. It is compulsory for every teacher, right from principal to everyone. It has to be undergo a 50 days professional development. The principals will be given a specific training, and previously it was only seniority based. Now there will be a selection of the principals, and leadership training will be given to them, and they will also has to go for the training program. So what this policy is saying, see, policy assures the sustainable development goal with the disadvantaged groups, socio-economic development also, the gender equality, social, cultural, geographical identities will be taken care, disability, including learning disabilities and the physical disabilities and mental disabilities, everybody will be taken care. And the socio-economic condition, the poor people, and all the sections of the society will be taken care. This is the basic principles of a new education policy, which is including every sections of the society in the mainstream. The separate strategy will be formulated to focus for attention of reducing each of the category-wise gaps in the school education, and that policy is now that restructuring implementation plan is also on the way, and from the next year it will be implemented. Ensuring the equity. So learning outcome, the special mechanism will be there for the tribals groups. There will be a government schools in the tribal areas, or we can say that special education zones will be there for the special needy sections of the society, so that they will get a access to the mainstreaming education. So these are the initiatives have been taken place. The gender equity has been taken place. The supporting the children with special needs. This is the one of the aspect which is taken by the regular schooling. They will be part of the regular schooling, and the high quality modules in a Indian sign languages, that also will be prepared for the hearing impaired students. The teacher has to go under the certificate course if they want to become a special course for a special learning disabilities or any disability. Then the courses will be there. And then the children with special needs or Divyang. In India, the terminology has been now established for the disabled child is the Divyang. To receive the quality education is one of the aspects of this new education policy. Assistive devices and orientation to the parents also given to this. That's why when my introduction was given, I'm in charge of one inclusive education center at Savitribai in Pune University. We have this assistive softwares there, assistive devices are there. We give training to the teachers and Divyang parents also, so that they can easily use it to ease their life, and not only as the learning but their everyday life also. So there are alternative school models also there, because the migrated workers are there. Suppose there is a sugar factory, the workers to cut the sugar cane. Lots of people are migrate, leave their native place and go to the another place where the work is there, or the building construction workers or stone quarry workers. For that purpose, the special schools, alternative schools are open at the site where the workers are working or migrated there. This is the one of the important the aspect, that is the vocational education is the part. Those who are interested, the student, they has to learn the carpentry, electricity, or the any other skills they can learn through the skills. And for that purpose, we have a national council for skilling, and that identifies the gap of the skilling. And according to that, the agriculture skills, the weaving skills, the tailoring skills, software skills, artificial intelligence, like from mobile repairing, everybody with the society needs, they are going to change. And for that purpose, we have a bachelor of vocational courses at a higher level, and lots of vocational courses, we change it. And I said that there are no facility in the school where the child has been admitted, but he is interested in the potters, artists, or gardeners, or in a school complex. If another school has that facility, the child for 2 days in a week will be sent there to acquire that skills and setting up. I said that I talk about the parak, setting up a parak. It is the shift toward the competency-based assessment. It is not only the content-based, the competency-based assessment will be there, which is, I think, the part of the Bangladesh government also taking. Bangladesh education system is also shifted to the competence. And this is the similarity of the Indian restructuring and policy making, this new education policy document, and the Bangladesh also the competency-based assessment and competency-based learning is a part of a education system. So this parak is taking parak, and this is established in there. So there is a facility for the school in that complex. The gifted student or the student with special talent, they also taken care in this policy. So online and digital education platform are there. I said that one nation, one digital platform is there. The Swayam, Nishta, Diksha, Swayam. These are the MOOCs platform. So you can also visit this platform. It is very digital platform are available, and because the expansion is so fast and so many learners are there. So and there are the scarcity of a top class teachers are there, quality teachers, but the quality teachers are identified and given training to them and their programs and their lectures and video lectures.
Excuse me, Professor. Actually, we are running out of time because our session has already started. Just if you can summarize a little bit and finish in 2 minutes, that would be great.
Yeah. So that's I'm coming here.
Yeah.
Total restructuring in schooling is there. Also, the restructuring of higher education also taken. I had given emphasis on a school reform, how the school reform is going to change in this line. And the main base of this I said that Indian reform of the policy is the competency-based learning and inclusion of all. This is the two things, which is also a basic principles of Bangladesh also, and still the Sri Lanka, Nepal has taken steps, but not like Bangladesh and India. So they are also, I think they will follow these two countries' direction towards it. So thank you for giving opportunity. So this type of policy and restructuring in a massive level, in a school level and higher level is taking place in India. So I had shared with you. So thank you for giving opportunity and patience listening. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Professor Sanjeev Sonwane for giving a in-details presentation as a keynote speaker. Dr. Tariq Hassan, do you have any time to for question answer?
We can take a quick 1 or 2 question maximum, not more than that.
I see a question in chat box, and would you like anybody to ask any question?
Yes. Can I?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, please, sir.
Okay. I would like to express my appreciation to Professor for his insightful presentation. The topic by itself is very informative: policy reform for future education. We really need to shift our manner of doing education regarding the challenges that we are facing now. Actually, I wanted to recall one quotation. During my reading, I met one author who mentioned that curriculum developers are like prophets. They are confident that their effort will be successful, but the practices implemented in schools frequently prove that trust and conviction are not enough to ensure success. So this is the quotation. Now my question, keeping in mind that quotation, and regarding the central role of teachers in the success of any educational reform, what are Professor's suggestions to ensure a full cooperation of teachers in this policy reform? I have many questions, but since we are running out of time, I just want Professor to give some comments.
You are right.
Yeah,
the success of this policy to realize into the classroom depends on the teachers. And that's why lots of training online, face-to-face mode, and lots of the funding is available to train the teacher. First aspect was to aware what is the policy. Now, second is how to implement this policy. For that purpose, the teachers' training is the one of the key, and for that purpose, it is already started. It is started, and you may have in my presentation every year the 50 hours the training teachers for the professional development to implement this new education policy is compulsory now. It is a part of his duty now. Previously, it was for promotion. Now it is not like that. And the 52 hours will be utilized to upgrade the teachers to implement this policy. The success is there unless it will be failed. And that has been identified already, and working is going on there.
Okay, thank you, Professor. So as a researcher, we will not be prophets. We will just implement policies that are able to enhance our educational system. Thank you very much. Hi.
Thank you.
Onik Ayar, Dhaka University, asked a question about if any students attend early childhood care education in one state, if they transfer to another state in terms of content, do they face any problem in India?
No, they will not face any problem, because we have before reform, we have a national policy of and it is 70-30. All nation had a 70% content is similar instead of languages only, and 30% is the regional one. Still that policy is there, because suppose some student reach from Maharashtra to Bengal, and the history of Bengal or the language, literature, all the culture of Bengal, 30% is there. So that 30% has to be only the problem if the student shifted, but the 70% is the similar one. So I think there will be no any problem, and the nation has a similar standard of the competencies, but only the problem is the language. If the language is the similar one, are available there in that language. Suppose from Maharashtra, Marathi student shifted to Bengal, and if the school is a English medium to English medium, zero problem. If shifted from the Marathi medium school to the Bengali medium school, then there will be little bit language problem. But if the student is acquiring the same language, he had a language proficiency, there is no problem.
Oh, thank you. Anyone wants to know anything?
I think we have another question in the chat box.
Oh yeah, chat box. There is a question. Oh, so like it is about teacher education. On what method will be implemented for his holistic inclusive education? About
so, this I said that IATE is preparing the teacher for holistic purpose, but any specific teacher want a interest in the in only the visual impaired learning, sign languages, or in a hearing impaired area, the special certification is available at the last year. We have now the 4-year program. In the last year, they can acquire an extra certificate in their own interest. Suppose I want to in a mathematics area, in a technology area, or inclusive education in implementation of. I want to be a teacher of sports, or I want to be a teacher of a hearing impaired. I want to a teacher of a hearing impaired classroom teach through a sign language, science or mathematics. They can go for their certification. It is a inbuilt situation now, provision now, and the teacher in that specific area, they can take a beyond knowledge which is stipulated in an integrated teacher education area. So that has been taken care.
Excuse me, dear Professor, another things here shared by Devasri Sengupta, maybe from your local area. The special educator post is the administrative post for the inclusive education. Why?
Yeah, see, the reason is that because previously there was so many disabilities, there are so many disabilities, and the special education teacher has to only take a cooperation from a different specialized areas and take them together to the needy students. And that was the aspect. But now this new education policy is saying that teacher himself or herself will be capable to delivery into the classroom, because the number of disabilities is so high. In Mumbai, there is one, you are right, that the existing policy is like this. The teacher has to manage the different specialized area teachers. Visual impaired student is there, hearing impaired student are there, different learning disability teachers are there. Then the special education teacher has to manage who are expert in this area and who will take care of these children, and that work today's special education teacher has to take. But now the days will change due to new education policy.
Another question is Nazifa.
Sir, I think you can.
I think I should close it.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay. Thank you, Nazifa. We don't have time to answer your question. So this session is very fruitful and successful session. Thank you, Professor Sanjeev Sonwane again, and for your very in details and very clear presentation. But still, we can share many things, but our time already gone. So we have to close it, and thank you very much for every participant, organizer, and anchor of the session, Dr. Sumaira Hassan. Thank you all. Thank you.